All right. It's 12 noon. How's it going, guys? It's Rich and Barrycat. How are you? Welcome. Couple of things here. A little promotion here before we get into the session. Welcome again, guys. For those watching for the first time, my name is Rich and Barrycat. This podcast episode is brought to you by Barrycat. Go ahead and visit our website at barrycat.com. We are a trusted US Nigeria business platform. So if you are based abroad, you're a Nigerian abroad, and you've ever wanted to do something back home, whether it's relocating back to Nigeria or you are interested in investing in real estate, securities, that stocks and index funds, or you are into import exports, or just looking to navigate both the US and Nigeria markets, highly recommend that you consider Mberiket to help you facilitate your goals, your ideas across both countries. We are very excited actually because we are currently working with a Nigerian family in Arizona. They are relocating back to Nigeria in the next couple of weeks. So we are very happy that they reached out to us and engaged our company to help them facilitate the move from the US to Nigeria. So some people are thinking that that isn't happening. Yes, there are a lot of Nigerian families in the United States who are relocating back home, or maybe you are an expat or just a visitor looking at entering Nigeria and you don't know where to turn to, or you've been screwed in the past and you're just looking for a trusted source. You can depend on America to help you facilitate. So we have a network of trusted professionals all across Nigeria that we've built over the past 5 years that we utilize for professional services. Anything ranging from even opening up a business, registering your business, helping you set up a bank account, anything that it takes to advance the lives of Nigerians abroad. Reach out to my company, whether you are looking for consulting or maybe you just want a little bit of advice or guidance on what to do. This also applies to people in Nigeria looking at entering the United States market. The only thing that we don't assist people with is immigration. Immigration is not part of our core business. We don't dabble in that. We don't deal with that. We don't provide immigration consultancy. Consult an attorney that specializes in immigration services if you are looking to japa from Nigeria to the United States. Now, if you're wondering if we are only focused exclusively in the US Nigeria corridor, that is our specialty. But if you are outside of the US, let's say maybe you're in Europe or Canada, Australia, and you're just looking at assistance or help doing anything in Nigeria, reach out to us. I'm pretty sure we have people that we can reach out to and subcontract to assist you. So that's the first promotional thing that I wanted to put out. Again, this podcast is sponsored by Embericat. Secondly, on January 3rd, this is the weekend of New Year's. It's a Saturday. I'm inviting you guys to join us. I'm producing and moderating a panel of Nigerians abroad who are actively investing in Nigeria. It's going to be a free panel. So if you're interested and you just want to learn, again, I chose the weekend of January 3rd, 2026, because most people are going to be home. It's going to happen at 12 noon, which is going to be about 9 p.m. Nigeria time. It's just a perfect date to start the new year. So you're going to get to learn from other Nigerians abroad who have active investments back home. So if you want to be part of the panel, I don't have a lot of slots though. Right now, I have about 5 people that I am considering. I don't want the panelists. I don't want there to be too many because I want to be able to give everybody an opportunity and time to be able to share their investments and what they're doing. And maybe you can learn something from them. You learn about their struggles and their challenges, their struggles and challenges, but you also learn about their successes, their wins, and their losses. And maybe you can walk away at the end of that panel. It's going to be about 90 minutes to 2 hours is what I'm planning for. It may be shorter, it may be longer. We don't know until that day comes. Now, is this something that I want to continually continue? I mean, it's something I want to keep doing throughout the year. I think so. If we have a pretty good turnout, I think it wouldn't be bad to have a rotating guest list of panelists. So the only requirement that I have, if you want to come on board as a panel on this program on January 3rd, we only require two criteria, meaning number one, you must be based abroad. It doesn't have to be the United States, it could be anywhere in the world. That is the first requirement. The second requirement is you must have active investments in Nigeria. We don't care about the sector. It's a sector agnostic panel. So if you're investing in real estate and you have a story to share, I would love to have you. If you're investing in technology and you have a story to share, definitely would love to have you. If you are in the manufacturing export space, whatever it is that you're touching and you're doing in Nigeria remotely from the United States, and you think that our audience, this is going to be broadcast to a live audience, guys, on YouTube. We would definitely love to have you as a panelist. So it's December 3rd, 2025. And just like that, guys, the year is coming to a close. America is winding down. Nigeria is winding down. There's a lot of things happening within the next couple of weeks. People are going to start going on vacations. Literally everything is winding down. People are getting ready for Christmas. Kate just put up our Christmas tree yesterday. She spent part of yesterday decorating the house. We have Christmas lighting all over. We are now in Christmas mode. Everybody's thinking about Christmas. The kids are excited about Christmas. They are looking forward to it. That is what December means, at least to my family. It's a very laid back month for us. We just finished Thanksgiving. My in laws flew in from Minnesota to spend a week with us during the Thanksgiving holidays. We're excited to have them. We had so much fun. Kate's uncle and his wife drove in from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. So it was a very busy house. The girls had a 5 days off from school and daycare. So it was fun. My household was very busy and loud, filled with nothing but joy and laughter. Looking back at our business activities for the year 2025, I'm very happy to say that we are doing extremely well. The growth that we've had this year wasn't something that I expected, but I am not surprised. So I want to ask you, how has this year been for you and your business? Has it been anything that you hoped? Has it been everything that you had hoped for, everything that you planned for? I'm interested in learning. Let me know. And also, what did you do well this year, and what would you do differently starting in 2026? Guys, we live in it's actually an AI age now. We have passed the digital age now. Now we are in an artificial intelligence age. My goodness. There is no reason, in my humble personal opinion, why entrepreneurs who really are focused and then they put their mind into what they want to do cannot be successful. Everything that you need is at your fingertips. If you are fortunate to be in an environment like the United States that provides a space for people to thrive and not only thrive, but also to succeed beyond their wildest dreams, kudos to you. Nigeria, to be honest with you, is improving. Do we have a long way to go? I think so. And we're going to get to that. But I am not writing off Nigeria at all. I've been investing actively in Nigeria now for 5 years, going on 6 years. We started in January, actively in January of 2020 during the pandemic. And I can't wait to see if 2025 is any indication. I can't wait to see what 2026 brings forth for the Mberiket business and Mberiket company. So, like I said, guys, it's December. People are getting ready to travel. What are your plans? Where are you going to in Nigeria? What is the motivating factor of you going to Nigeria? Are you going to Nigeria to visit friends? Are you going to visit family or a combination of both? Or would you be going to Nigeria just to maybe reconnect with the homeland? Because a lot of people are doing that now. Like I said, I'm working with someone right now who is moving back home permanently after spending decades in the United States. Now, whether the move is going to be a permanent move for them, that is to be determined. I plan on staying in touch with this family and hopefully continue to be a resource for them if they ever need anything in the United States. That's what the Americat platform is about. It's what our company is about. It's what our business is about. It's what our community is about. We are really, really proud to contribute to the advancement of Nigerians in the United States, business growth, investments growth in their country of domicile, wherever they're domiciled in. We are proud to be a part of that growth. And also, like I said, for those moving back to Nigeria, we want to be a part of that move as well. So, how are you preparing right now if you're traveling to Nigeria? What airline are you taking? We are a Delta family. So when I travel, I generally fly three different airlines. If it's not Delta, it's United. If it's not United, it is Virgin Atlantic. I'm going to tell you my number one pick is always going to be Delta because it's a straight shot from Atlanta. Well, I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I got to fly from Las Vegas to Atlanta because there's no direct flight from Las Vegas to Nigeria. I can't wait for that though. Maybe we'll be lucky in the future to where we can just get in because Las Vegas has an international airport and fly straight to Nigeria and not have to make a pit stop at Atlanta. So Delta is always our number one choice. And then second is United. The issue that I have with United though is they tend to have this issue with delays and cancellations. So you want to keep that in mind. They might be a little bit cheaper than Delta, but there's a reason for that. United Airlines, even domestically in the United States, they are notorious for flight delays, flight cancellations. Now, the third one is Virgin Atlantic. That one is actually my least favorite because I would have to go from Vegas to New York, New York to London, London to Lagos, and then Lagos to Akwa Ibom, which is our primary state. That's where we live. That's where my home is, Akwa Ibom State. It's usually where I go. When I go to Nigeria for a couple of weeks, I generally stay in the village for about 10 days and I'll spend about 4 days in Lagos. So that's our itinerary. And you guys You also have to keep in mind too that the aviation sector is changing. A lot of things that we used to get for free, like free check-ins for international flights, they are doing away with that. I know Delta right now, you obviously you have your personal bag and then you have a free carry-on. And I think your first check-in bag is free. It changes every year. Before they used to have two free check-in bags with a maximum weight of about 50 pounds. So you're looking at about 20 kg. Now they are actually doing away with that. Now you can only, for international travel, you're only allowed one free check bag. Additional check bags can run you about $175 or $200 to check an additional bag. And you have to be under that 50-pound cap. Otherwise, they will charge you for overweight. And you know our people, when they go home, they don't just go with one check-in bag or two. They got to take 50 with them. You could count the bags. Why they do that, I don't know. I think maybe people are shopping for family members, but I would just rather just give them the money. That's what I would do to save myself the headache of having to check in luggage and drag luggage and pay the fees. And when you get to Nigeria, you know how our customs agents are. When they see you coming in with 50 bags, you are basically a target. They will start looking for a reason. Hey, listen, we're in a Christmas mode, okay? Let's make it a light podcast today. I'm not going to get too serious about it. We're just going to make it a light podcast. But you know what? It's the Christmas festive season. Well, God, what did you bring back? What did you bring back for us? Just know that when you are lugging in 10, and I'm saying like literally bags as ceiling level stacks of suitcases from Nigerians traveling back home with things that they've purchased for their family and friends. So you become an automatic target. And you see, that is why I like in some days, and I've shown you guys this before. This is why it's important for you. Like, as I used to give, like when I would come back, so I'm carrying, this is about 20,000 naira in cash. There's a reason why I bring Nigerian currency back to the United States. It's for reasons like that. If you are in a festive mode, you are in a giving mood, you can tip them 1,000 naira. This is actually even too much, in my own opinion. If you can come in with 500 naira, a stack of 500 naira cash, and you just, that giving festive Christmas mode, right away, you just want to, hey, Merry Christmas, good to see you. Just give them the 500 naira or the 1,000 naira and they'll leave you alone. If you want to sit there and drag with them, they can delay you. They can't do anything. They can't stop you from entering the country, but they can delay you from entering the country. So that is why before I used to actually give up my cash. I would give it away to people on my way back to the US because I feel I'm not going to spend it. I don't need it. But I try as much as I can to at least bring 20,000 naira with me so I can tip people. Maybe I want to tip a taxi driver or a boat driver, or I want to tip somebody that's helping me with my luggage. It's always good for you to have that extra crisp Nigerian currency to take home with you and then just tip people. This is let's make this month a light month. Let's be in a great mood. Let's have a positive, joyous attitude. I also want to say though, if you're flying through Lagos, the experience is actually better now. As far as like Muritala, because you're going to be going through Muritala Mohammed II International Airport. It's cleaner. The customs process is actually a lot better compared to 2 years ago. I travel to Nigeria every year. It appears that every year that I go, things are improving. You walk in, if you are a US resident, just know too, guys, this is a tip. Know that you don't have to stay in line. You did not work all year to go and stay in line in Nigerian airports. Do you know what I do? As soon as I land, I clear the plane. As soon as I spot a customs agent or someone that I know, someone wearing a uniform that I know can help me get through the line, I'll just wave them over. How much is it going to cost to cut through all this line? I'm not going to go and stay in line in Nigeria. I'm not doing that. They will fast track you, they will expedite. Especially, I mean, I travel generally alone. But if you're going to Nigeria with your family, don't stay in those long ass lines. You don't need to. That's why it's important, though, for you to carry Naira. Because a lot of them, especially when you look at all this JGC, they call them Johnny Just Come. You are going into Nigeria with dollars. I don't go Nigeria with dollars. If anything, I may have, in addition to my Naira currency, I have maybe $100 bill with me. Other than that, everything else that I do in Nigeria is done digitally. So some people are going to see you, they might look at you, they're going to profile you to see if you are someone that they can take advantage of. So then they'll start telling you, oh, it's going to cost $20. It's going to cost, for you to fast track and cut the line. No, it's not. You can give them easily too. If you want to be over generous, just give them 2,000. If you really want to overdo it, just give them 5,000. But that 5,000 means that they have to you see, they have to collect your passports and lead you and your family to the front of the line. You cut the line, you deserve it. Why not? Cut the line, get your passport stamped. If you're in a generous mode, like I said, it's okay. You are based abroad, you are blessed. Give them a little bit of something. Let them go and celebrate Christmas. See, you don't always have to go to Nigeria, and I see this happening with our people all the time, where everything always has to be war, 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 fight, 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 screaming, screaming, screaming. You are going to Nigeria to be arguing with people. Don't argue. You're a big boy. Act like one. Go to Nigeria, take your cash with you, tip them, make them feel good. How often do you go? You go, most of you probably go once every 25 years. See me, I go every year. Just go, give them, make everybody feel good. That's what Christmas is for. That's what the month of December is for. You are blessed and you are enriched. It's okay for you to bless and enrich others. So when you're going to Nigeria, pack that energy, that negative energy at the door, and enter your country with your chest. Poke your chest out, lift your chin up, enter your country with confidence. They can't touch you. And then, like me, if you're someone like me, I travel very, very light. Most of everything that I need is already on my property in Nigeria. That's why I just carry my backpack and I carry on. I'm not shopping for anybody, like I said. I'd just rather just give them the money, let them go and share it, let them go and buy their own Christmas gifts. And for those of you who are shopping abroad, remember that they are going to weigh your luggage. So if you have something in the box, just remove it. You see, honestly, my wife is the one that does my packing. Kate is like a specialist. I don't know where she got it from, but she's like a specialist at packing. Anything that we don't need doesn't go in the suitcase. The only thing that goes inside that suitcase is everything that we can use. So if something comes in a box, that box has to go. because that is going to add to the weight of your suitcase. So if you have a shirt that's boxed or packaged, just take the shirt out, fold it, put it in your suitcase, and be about your business. If you have things that are inflated, deflate them. You can go ahead and reflate it back in Nigeria. I'm giving you guys some tips on how to travel. And for those who have plans of maybe bringing something back from Nigeria, another good tip for you is you can take a big suitcase and then put the smaller suitcase inside of the bigger suitcase and check that one in. You want to make your trip to Nigeria as seamless and as easy as possible. Don't stress yourself. You know, right now, there's that ban now. The Trump administration just banned a lot of countries, a lot of African countries right now. There's a visa ban based on what happened in DC with the Afghani situation. The Trump administration right now has been going at it. He has a personal vendetta against African countries. I'm not against President Trump. I'm not against President Tinubu. We are American citizens. When November 5 comes every 4 years, we exercise our voting rights and select our leaders. But that is what is happening. He's really going after the Somali community right now in Minnesota, where my wife is from. For those of you who may not know, Minnesota has a very high population of of Somalis in Minnesota. Check my hats. So there's that thing right now that's going on, right? So Minnesota is actually targeted. I mean, not Minnesota, Somalians are targeted right now. But the fortunate news is Nigerians are not affected by the travel ban. Someone reached out to me the other day to ask if they are safe, if they are okay they are they are Nigerian naturalized US citizens. So they hold both the Nigerian passport and the US passport. If you have both, you are 100% safe. You can travel into Nigeria using your Nigerian passport to enter the country. And then on your way back, all you have to do is just furnish your US passport to re enter the United States. You are okay as long as you are a United States citizen with a United States passport. You can enter Nigeria and return to the US with no problem. You are 100% fine to do so. So let's fast track. You've cleared the airports. You are now in Nigeria. Treat the taxi drivers nice. Treat the Bolts and Uber drivers nice. If you are staying in a hotel, treat them nice. I'm not saying go about and start dashing money left and right. You are not obligated to, but again, remember it's Christmas, December. This is a festive month. Just be nice to everybody that you come across because you just don't know when you're going to need people. Safety is also something that you should not that you should actually prioritize. I know most of you're gonna go to Nigeria, you're gonna wear your designer clothes, and you're gonna wear your designer shoes, and you're gonna wear your jewelry and your watches and your earrings. I don't understand that one. I used to wear earrings. I stopped wearing earrings at 26 years old. I just woke up one day, looked in the mirror. I'm like, this is ridiculous. What am I doing? Took them off. I haven't worn earrings since I was 26. But there are people my age, people in their 40s, middle aged men, who still feel the need to bling and wear earrings and show that America has arrived or abroad has arrived. Just know too that there are also people out there who are using December as a time period to steal, to pickpocket, to separate you from your properties. So I don't recommend you when you are home to take public transportation. Don't do it. You want to take private transportation everywhere that you go. Some of you may not have vehicles back in Nigeria like I do. See, me, I have my own private personal car. No one drives me anywhere. I drive my own car, drive myself everywhere I need to go. But public transportation system, maybe I shouldn't really just be careful. If you just want to hop on something, maybe to go just go sightseeing, just make sure that you look and behave like a Nigerian. You don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. There's this thing called one chance. This is why you guys come to me now. I'll be a gbolo. There's this crime wave called one chance, where they target unsuspecting passengers, wave a taxi down with people inside, acting like they are passengers, but they're not. They're actually a gang unit. When they see you enter, they'll immediately trap you and take your belongings. They usually don't kill people. One chance, just want to like separate you from your phone, take your wallet and things. So that's why I'm saying, guys, you call that bolt, take a private taxi, sit comfortable in the back seat. You see, these boat drivers now, every car has AC. You can feel comfortable in Nigeria. Just stay away from the buses and the molues and those big ones that they have now, the CNG. Don't risk it. The objective is to enter Nigeria in one piece and leave in one piece. That's the objective. The objective is not to go in there. I'm not saying don't have fun, don't catch your fun. That's not what I'm saying. But you can be responsible and you just have to be mindful of your environment. Now, some people are asking, if I want to rent a car in Nigeria, can I rent a car in Nigeria? It depends. I know that there are rental companies out there. You see, it's not unlike US here where you have like Hertz and you have AVs and you have enterprise car rental where you go, you book, show them your ID, they give you a vehicle, you drive where you gotta go, and you return the car. Nigeria is different. If there are rental agencies out there, more than likely they are not going to give you the car. They might rent you the car with a driver that can take you where you need to go. But what's the point? If I can't control my own movements, come and go as I want, then what is the need for a car rental? You don't need it. Just download the Bolt app. You see, Bolt is what I use. If you guys have any other ride share services out there in Nigeria you want to recommend, post in the chat. Let's talk about it. But Bolt is what I use. You just download the app and your you connect your bank card to the Bolt um to the Bolt app. So that's what I use. See me, I bank with Echo Bank. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm blocking my number. So I have a business EcoBank card. I also have a personal EcoBank card. So because all my trips to Nigeria are business trips, I just connect my business card to Bolt. And then I have that option. Do I want to pay with the card or do I want to pay cash? This is something that you can decide to do on your own, whichever one works for you. If you have cash on you and you choose to pay the boat driver that way, you can do that. Otherwise, they will just charge your card after your trip. Most boat drivers, though, they prefer cash. So then that way they don't have to split the tip with the boat app. So just kind of keep that in mind too. Um, as you go, Nigeria is fun. It's a great place to catch fun. And that's going to lead us to today's topic: Nigeria's year of return versus dirty December. Enjoyment versus investments. Which is best for you and which is best for the Nigerian economy? You see, either way you go, the Nigerian economy is going to benefit. If you are traveling to Nigeria for dirty December, which we are going to analyze and define, or you're traveling to Nigeria uh, to invest, we are also going to analyze and define both. But first of all, let's do a side by side comparison, economic comparison table here between dirty December and year of return. I'm going to break down the origins of year of return and origins of dirty December for those who may not know. So the purpose of dirty December compared with year of return. Dirty December is enjoyment and lifestyle, while year of return is investment and heritage. You see, year of return doesn't always mean you have to go and invest in something. Some people just want to go and reconnect with Nigeria. They want to go and learn a little bit about Africa and learn about their roots. And what is the economic impact of dirty December versus year of return? So when you look at dirty December, it's short-term spending and it only happens in the month of December. Whereas the year of return is more of a long-term return on investments. The audience, who, when you look at the scope and the scale of the audience, the demographic of dirty December versus year of return, the dirty December audience tends to skew a little bit younger, right? You're looking at maybe 18 to 34 are more in that dirty December lifestyle demographic. And then the year of return is basically everybody, anybody who has a bone or an ounce of investment in them, or diaspora investors are usually those who benefit more as far as like the audience is concerned for the year of return. So the timing, like I said, dirty December is only in December. Dirty December is in December. The year of return is year round. The economic value of both. When you look at dirty December, the economic value is tourism. And the year of return is nation building and personal wealth building. So let's start with the year of return. The first time I ever heard of the year of return was in 2019, just before the pandemic. It was a movement. I don't know who actually initiated the movement, but I know where that movement originated from. The year of return originated from Ghana. The year was 2019. If it was earlier, guys, please correct me. But there was this global movement where a lot of Ghanaian diasporas returned home. Some of them returned home to reconnect with Ghana. Others returned home to invest. And others returned home to Ghana to see how they can get involved with the developments of the country and also how they can get involved in growing their investment dollars. So it was a huge movement. Okay. A lot of Ghanaians went home. There's this actor, Boris Kojo. He's an American actor, an American model. He was actually one of the faces, one of the celebrity faces of Year of Return. Idris Elba also participated in that Year of Return in Ghana. It was beautiful. Obviously, it happened during the pandemic, so things were a little bit shut down at that point. But to see diasporas return to Ghana was a beautiful sight to behold. Now, whether they were able to capitalize on that or not, I'm talking about as far as like the Ghanaian government is concerned, is unknown. Because it seemed like there was a peak and then all of a sudden it disappeared. Maybe they stopped going. I don't know what happened there. And then as a result of that economic push, remember when that really think about it, the aviation sector benefited. They visited a lot of hotels, a lot of restaurants had business. A lot of fashion designers had business. They were able to go. They had custom made Ghanaian clothing made for them. It was a cultural and an economic phenomenon for the country of Ghana. And then other countries adopted it, including our fellow country, Nigeria. Although Nigeria's version of Year of Return wasn't as impactful as the Ghanaian version of Year of Return. What does it mean? It's a great opportunity for you to really make an impact back home. Remember, whether it's the Year of Return or whether it's Dirty December, ultimately the Nigerian economy benefits. Tourism, that is more tied into Dirty December. But it's not a compounder. I'm not saying don't go home and enjoy yourself. Go and enjoy yourself. Every dime that you spend in the month of December in Nigeria, whether it's money spent on dirty December or money spent on your own version of Year of Return, it's still a good thing for the Nigerian economy. S- Listen, no one, it's your money. You have the right to do whatever you want to do with it. You have the right to spend it however you want to spend it. No one is counting your pocket. But like I said, Dirty December is not a compounder. I'm not tearing it down. I'm not saying don't go and paint the city blue. Go and paint the city blue. But let me tell you what's a better option. The year of return aspect is a better option because that is more investment driven. You see, you can use your investment returns to enjoy Dirty December. But you can't apply Dirty December money to investments. It's a waste. It's like rolling down the window and just pissing away money. When that money disappears in that month and that 2 weeks that you are there, you know, a lot of us in the diaspora, we work extremely hard. Some of you literally break your backs working 3, 4 jobs, only to go to Nigeria and throw it away, becoming part of the Dirty December movement. Is that really what you want to do? I mean, you gotta look at the flights. Flights aren't cheap. A basic economy flight right now, you're gonna cough up at least anywhere between $1,800 to $2,000 for a basic round trip. A step further is like comforts. You're looking at about what 25 to 3,000, and for those who are full flight business class, that's anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000, depending on which part of the US you're flying out of. But there's no long-term return on it though, if you're just going just for Dirty December and Dirty December only. My recommendation for you, should you choose to accept, adopt a mind of the year of return. Unfortunately, I wish it's a program that Nigeria, you see, Ghana started it. Nigeria piggybacked off of Ghana. I'm talking about the year of return. But you don't really hear much about the Nigerian year of return. You don't. Yes, do we have the diaspora committee, the NIDCOM? NIDCOM exists, but they're not really amplifying the year of return for Nigerians. The younger demographic, though, the social media influencers, just go on YouTube and watch Dirty December 2024. My goodness. Parties, clubbing, nightlife, lifestyle. But how many actually come back with something? Most don't. You spend 5 to 7,000 naira to go to Nigeria. Majority of the people who return back to the United States actually fund their own provisions. Meaning, if you want to buy crayfish, it comes out of your own pocket after you've fed everybody, after you've taken care of everybody. My cousin went to Nigeria a couple of years ago and did Dirty December in Nigeria. He told me that he flew people in and he bussed people in from all over Nigeria. I'm talking about his friends and family into his compound, into his house to have fun. He bussed everybody in. This one will reach out to him from Abuja. Oh, I don't have money to come and see you. He'll pay their transportation. Everybody brought their problems. He spent millions just to be able to spend a couple of days with family and friends. And then by the time it was time for him to go home, you know what he told me? He told me, Rich, not one person even bought me cabin biscuits for my daughters, for my kids. See, that's Dirty December for you. It's more out of your pocket. So, Nigeria never really branded. I wish they did, though. They never really branded our own version of the year of return. This would have been a great opportunity for Nigerians to be able to go and look again. Look, you can choose to go, though. If you want to go and do Dirty December, go and do it, right? Do it. But at least carve out a couple of days in your schedule, just specifically focused on investments. Take that time off for yourself. Go and see what people are doing. Ask a lot of questions. Make connections. Network. Put yourself in an environment that allows for that. Dirty December is good, but also the year of return is also good. We can do both. And for those who want to just go back also and reconnect with their heritage, I recommend that. I champion that. You see, my dad married three wives. Three wives. And my brother has been bugging me. My brother lives in Texas. Been bugging me. I want to go to Nigeria. I want to go to Nigeria. I want to go to Nigeria. But unfortunately, I can't take him because he was born here. Because me, when I go to Nigeria, I don't go for fun. You see, I catch my own fun. You see, I integrate my fun into my business activities. The last time that I went to Nigeria for quote unquote pleasure was probably about 15 16 years ago. Everything that I do is business related, business oriented, but I still integrate fun into my business. But my own fun is different though. It's like my fun is not going to, I don't go to clubs, I don't do any of that. My fun is more experiences. I want to sit around, smoke a cigar, and have the finest drinks. And I'm a Gouda guy when I enter Nigeria, just chill and just drink my Gouda at a nice hotel. So which one is right for you? Which that's for you to decide. But just know that dirty December or dirty December, however you guys want to call it, is not a compounder. Investments compound. Dirty December does not. Dirty December is not limited to just December. Investment is all year round. So let's look at some of these charts, guys. Sorry. So CJ. So at the beginning of my monologue there, CJ, we are doing the panel on January 3rd at 12 p.m. Pacific time in the US. So you're also, hopefully you can be one of the panelists. Right now I have about 5 people that are on the list at the moment that we are considering. Posted I blasted it on our Telegram page and also on our Facebook and Instagram. So some people reached out to me. They want to be a part of that panel. I think we should limit it. I want to limit it to at least 10 people. Let's just say give or take 20% no show. So even if we have good 8 solid panelists, we can make it happen. So that's going to be January 3rd, 2026. Nigerian Diaspora Investment Panel. 100% free. It's going to be broadcast worldwide to a global audience on YouTube. Moderating that. Laja, say fish pond business with 3 cold room storage, close to 3 major markets. How are you going to manage that fish pond business? A lot of, you see, if you want to, if the fastest way for a Nigerian millionaire to become a thousandaire is to enter a fish pond business. So it's very, very risky because you're going to feed the fish. You are going to depends. Do you have trusted hands that can manage that fish pond business for you? Or will they give you stories that the fish has died, the fish died? I mean, you got to consider these things. Cold storage room is actually a very good business, guys. Hey, Laja, please, I want you on that. So we have Christopher, CJ, Laja. If you're available, I would like for you to be on that panel for January 3rd. Because I think you're going to be able to provide some insights on your Airbnb business. So remember, reach out to me on WhatsApp or just go to barricade.com and message me there so we can get you. I'm going to send you guys the link too. It's going to be done on Zoom. It's going to be on Zoom. So I'll send you guys the link. It's just going to be all panelists in there, but the broadcast is going to be live. Anybody anywhere in the world with internet access can watch the live broadcast of the investment panel. So Laja, yes, I would love to have you on. Obviously, CJ for sure. I want to see you. Rich, stop encouraging bad behavior. It creates entitlement. I'm not encouraging bad behavior. We are just in the December mood now. What are you saying that Nigerians shouldn't tip? Listen, if you my own thing is this, because Nigerians, especially Nigerians abroad, they enter Nigeria and then you just have this air of arrogance around them. They are yelling and screaming at people. I'm just saying, don't do that. And you are not obligated, guys, to tip, but just don't be mean. Don't be nasty about it. I've seen this. Man, I don't know if you guys follow me. I told this story about I was United. I flew United to Nigeria, and then United, our flight back to the US was cancelled. And then they put everybody in different hotels all around Lagos. So they ended up putting me at one hotel on Tony Street in Ikeja. I don't remember the name of the hotel. Yes, we were all tired because this was supposed to have been a 12 midnight flight out of Lagos to to Virginia. So we sat inside the airplane for about 2 hours. They were fixing the engine. It was so hot. It wasn't. I'm like, okay, me, I've been traveling pretty much my whole life on business. And I know that, man, anytime you're sitting inside a plane for 2 hours, the likelihood of that plane taking off is like 0%. Maybe some of these people didn't know that. But anyway, after 2 hours sitting inside waiting for them to fix the engine, they came back and said that unfortunately, guys, we have to cancel the flight. We're gonna have to put you guys in a hotel, and then the next day you guys can come back. So that was what happened. So they put you looking at like 200 and something people. They put us in different hotels around that Lagos, Ikeja, close to the airport. So my hotel was on Tony Street. Yes, we were all tired. It was by the time we got to the hotel, guys, it was around 4 o'clock in the morning. Yes, these guys were not expecting an influx of customers. They were not. They only had like maybe one or two receptionists to be able to check in about 50 people with, Nigeria with a luggage. Because you had to take all your luggage back with you. You couldn't leave them at the airport. Man, I saw just the nastiness of Nigerians abroad towards local Nigerians there was just beyond. I just didn't see the need for that. They were yelling at the reception. This receptionist too, they were doing their job. They were doing the best that they could to check everybody in. But it was just that nastiness is what I'm saying. Like we don't need to, we don't, it's unnecessary. It wasn't as if that situation was our fault. I would rather have the flight cancelled and return the next day than to have some sort of issue en route. Or to be or to ha- or in a case, in worst case scenario, you end up with your emergency landing in, let's say, a country like Ghana or Togo or Burkina Faso. You don't want that now. So that was what happened. With just the nastiness is what I'm trying to say. So that entitlement is yes. If you're looking at it more from the Nigerian side, it's more of a cultural thing. But you also have to remember that we are also the people who are allowing it. If you think about it, Nigeria is just that way. You can't really do anything without somebody asking. And they look up to you. You're coming from abroad. I mean, listen, maybe that one key, that 1,000 that you give that person, could make their day. They can use it to buy chin for their kids, use it to buy kerosene for their lanterns because they don't have light. So you got to look at it from that perspective. And also, how often do you travel home? You understand what I mean? So that's what I mean. It's not about entitlement. It's just, you just kind of tip a little bit. I don't tip at the airport, never. Why? Why? I think if you have the cash on you, I don't see any reason why you can't tip. Again, you don't have to tip everybody. Me, I kind of look at my own energy, like how do I feel? Some people may not be in the tipping mood. Or me personally, I just don't want. I would rather give you 1,000 naira to stop you from ransacking my suitcase. You see, you either save time with money, or you save time by waiting. So instead of you, when you give me that bros look and I'm at the airport and I'm like, okay, if I don't tip this person 1K, I'm probably gonna stay in this place and watch them put their dirty hands and gloved hands through my stuff. Or I shut all that down. Once you give them that 1,000 naira, they'll zip your suitcase and you go about your merry way. Again, it depends on what you are it depends on what you are optimizing for. You see, me, I'm optimizing for time. And I have the money, and $1,000, 1,000 naira is what? 55, 50 cents, 25 cents. Just give it to them. Let them go. Let them bother somebody else. I'm not in Nigeria to be stressed. So me, I would tip depending on how I feel about that person. Now, there was a situation where I uh I bought chin chin for my daughters because my daughters love chin chin. I just went and just bought it bulk. I mean, I've had maybe 4 kilos of chin chin because me, I love Kate loves chin chin, the girls love chin chin, I like chin chin. And then as I was coming, I passed through everyone checked me, and then this particular customs agent took my chin chin out and started saying, what is this? And started inspecting chin chin as if chin chin was drugs. I'm like, what are you? I mean, just the sheer the level of the effort that she put inside of that chin chin, it was as if she was not telling me, oh, you got to this can't fly, you. Or God, this chin chin cannot fly. I'm like, okay. I'm like, listen, it's a snack that I went to Balogun Market and purchased for my daughters. Give me a reason why I cannot carry the snack in my suitcase. She started getting a little bit dirty. You see, someone like that, I'm not going to tip because I was willing to just. I told her, okay, by the way, if this chin chin is that important to you, go ahead and take it and feed your kids with it. That's exactly what came out of my mouth. Since I can't take this chin chin with me to go and give it to my daughters who have been begging for it, because I have to now go back and tell them Niger story now. Say the confiscated chin chin at the airport. I'm like, go ahead, keep it now. Feed your kids with it. That's when she looked at me and just said, okay, okay. And then she's put it back in the suitcase. Someone like that. That person, if she were nicer, bros. After I've already told her the story, like the chin chins of my kids, bros, they would like you to, just make me feel good. I would have easily just given her 2K because I had the cash. I brought cash back now. Because she wanted to be dirty and nasty about it, I decided, you know what? Go ahead and just keep the chin chin. But if she eventually released the chin chin, I brought it up. Let me tell you, that chin chin didn't last 1 week in my house. My daughters, my wife, me. So that goes for you. If you are in the chin chin business in Nigeria, there's a demand for chin chin in the US. I'm not talking about these ones that they are frying locally here in America with American flour and American ingredients. There's something about Nigerian chin chin made in Nigeria that you just can't get in the US. You just can't get abroad. I'm telling you, within a week, gone. A good 4 or 5 kilos of chin chin, gone within a week. I'm sorry to say that we should not contribute to lack of professionalism in Nigeria. That's part of the problem. CJ, I get what you're saying, but is the again, like I said, is the culture. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna tell them that you're not going to. Listen, giving somebody 1K or 2K out of your own free will, it's okay. But if you feel within yourself or within your ethos that is not the right thing to do, you don't have to give them anything. But me, I do it simply because I just want to save time. I'm more of a time person. I don't stay in line in Nigeria. I don't want to deal with anything that's going to waste my time in any shape or form. That's just me. Most people are not like me. But if you have time on your hand and you're willing to drag, yeah, you can do that. But me, I'll give you 1,000. I'll give you 2,000 if it saves me time. If you help me carry my suitcase, or you see, even back in Nigeria, at the airport, when I'm checking in, when I'm checking out of the country, I always call. I'll find somebody. I'll make eye contact with somebody there, and I'll wave them over, and I'll ask them how much to cut this line because I don't want to be in line. I don't want to stay in that hot ass line. I just don't want to. So if it means me uh tipping them, that's the way I see it. I'm tipping them for me to be able to cut the line, be about my business, go in my lounge and chill. I will do that. Does that mean that I'm encouraging unprofessionalism and bad behavior? I don't know. Kind of depends, I guess. But the ones that I don't tip are those ones that will be stamping your passport. If you are just sitting there, because you see them, they'll take your passport and then they'll open up your passport and then they'll look at it like 50 times and then they'll open it up again and then they'll analyze and analyze. You see, they are kind of waiting to see what you do. You see, those ones I'm not going to tip because they are just sitting down, stamping passports. I don't deal with those. It's the person that gets me out of that long line and takes me to them. That's the person. And for me personally, I just give them my passport, let them handle it. I'll just tell him I'll take care of it. Here's my passport. Just make sure that my passport is stamped. Make sure that I'm through this line. It's I will tip for that service. But if you're just sitting there, flipping and looking at me and asking me all sorts of dumb questions, where are you coming from? Okay, what do you mean where I'm coming from? Don't you have my passport? Does that passport say the United States of America? If it does, then that's where I'm coming from. Why are you asking where I'm coming from? It's that kind of delay. I don't tip those guys, but you provide us. You see, to me, that's not a service. That's you just doing your job. You didn't really do anything. You didn't speed my time. You're just sitting there stamping. Those ones I don't tip. But get me out of line, I'll tip you. Get me through the line faster, I'll tip you. But other than that, I generally don't mess with it. Yes, I agree. Rich is encouraging this entitlement behavior. Yes, CJ said, I agree. Rich is encouraging this entitlement behavior. The federal government is clamping down on it. Look, whoever the new, what do they call them? The minister in charge of the customs guys at the airport, whoever that guy is doing a great job. Because I've seen the improvement on the speed at the airport. I mean, 3 years ago, it was bad. But I see that improvement lately. But all I'm saying is, you see, if somebody's coming up to you and saying, oh boy, you could give us something, no, I'm not giving you a damn thing. But if it's within you and you are just in a mood, you feel that a good service was provided, even if it's the person stamping the passport for you, if you feel that a service, you see, America is the tipping culture. America is not like Europe or China where they frown upon tipping. The US is a tipping culture. And I happen to live in Las Vegas, the number one hospitality city in the world. Vegas is a tipping culture. So I take a little bit of that with me to Nigeria. But for me, though, you have to provide some sort of service that either speeds up my time or saves me a headache. You got to provide that service in order for you to earn my tip. So instead, let's encourage them to get something like Nexus that you officially pay for fast tracking, though I don't know that it applies to international travel. Which one is Nexus again? I've never heard of that one. Oh. Peter, Mandigray. Hey, Peter, please. I want you on that. I want you on that panel too, if you want to be a part of it. January 3rd, 2026 at 12 p.m. Pacific Time, USA. You're actually on the list of people I'm considering for that. So if you also know somebody, guys, in Nigeria or in the US or abroad, anywhere where you guys are, that will make a good panelist for the January 3rd investment panel, send them my way. I'll chat with them. And like I said, all I want is you are based abroad and you are actively investing in Nigeria. The investment doesn't really matter. Just be both. Based abroad and be actively invested in Nigeria. They are fast track in Nigeria now. You scan to get in just like you do in Dubai. Okay, that's directed at CJ. I drive and take Okada. You didn't say me. I've taken Okada too, but Okada is it kind of depends though where you are. I would not take Okada in a congested area. Like when I'm in the village, like my homesteaders in my village, they'll give me an Okada ride, motorcycle ride in their bike. You see, that one I can do. But if you're just taking an Okada through city streets in Lagos or Abuja, that's not something that I would advise though. As long as you blend in, don't look like 50 Cent. It's all about blending in and just not standing out. I mean, I'm not saying don't dress nice. Still, you can dress nice. It's within your rights to dress nice. But do you really need the gold chains? Do you really need to point that spotlight on yourself with the fake earrings and the gold chains and the flashy wristwatches? All of that is unnecessary. I think you can kind of put that aside in Nigeria. You can do that in the US, but in Nigeria, it's just too risky. The goal is just to blend in like the rest, like Peter said, and just enjoy. The objective is for you to enjoy yourself. Because let me tell you something: if you enter Nigeria now on day one, you are planning a 2 week trip, and on day one they snatch your wallet, your entire trip is ruined. Think about that for a second. Is that really what you want for yourself? And also, guys, another thing too is how do you secure your high value or high ticket items in in hotels? Do you guys use the safe that's provided there? How do you guys secure your properties? Personally, I don't usually travel with expensive stuff. I really don't. Besides my phone, maybe my laptop and my camera, that's really all I really move with. But then again, I also stay at what you would consider a five-star property in Nigeria, like a five-star hotel in Nigeria, the Federal Palace Hotel, Four Seasons. Some people may stay there. What other hotels are out there that you would consider five-star hotels? I think those ones are safe. But just make sure though, for me, I always lock up my suitcase when I leave the room and I know I'm going to be gone for a while. I'll lock up my suitcase. I won't leave it open. So don't use that American mindset when you're in Nigeria where you're just gonna like leave everything open. Because there are instances where people have actually gotten into people's suitcases and stolen money or other things. So you want to always lock up your suitcase every time you exit your room. Yes. Bolt or Uber. I have never used Uber in Nigeria. I've always used Bolt. Even in the US, I don't use Uber in the US. I use Lyft in the US. It was after the first Trump administration where Americans wanted to leave USA. Okay, because non-Nigerians fear going to Nigeria. Ghana is perceived as smaller, safer, more manageable for them. Yes, Ghana is 5 times smaller than Nigeria. Remember, Ghana's population is like 35 million people. It is very, very tiny. Nigeria, some might argue, I've heard 230, I've heard 250, I've heard 200. What really is the census? Does anybody have an answer? How many are we in Nigeria? Are we 230 million people? Are we 250 million people? Are we 210 million people? But here's one thing though, we are more than 200 million. So Ghana, divide that by 30 million. Ghana is at least good, what, 5, 6 times smaller than Nigeria. It's a more manageable country. And that is actually what is also helping their exports too. It's just a smaller country. It's a smaller country. Nigeria is just too big and it's big for no reason. Non-Nigerians, okay. Well, it's so as far as like non-Nigerians, it's just like the perception that or the brand that Nigeria has created for itself over the years with all of the insecurities that's happening. And you listen, bad news, as you guys know, travels faster than good news. So that is why. But people still travel to Nigeria too, though. Like you go to Nigeria right now, I mean, there's a lot of since the pandemic, there's not a time that I've traveled to Nigeria where the entire flight was not full. The only time that I would say it wasn't full was when I traveled in 2020 to bury my dad. There was maybe 100 people in the airplane. that carries 250. But ever since the pandemic ended, every time that I've traveled to Nigeria, it's been a full flight. Going to Nigeria, full. Returning to the US, full. Our Nigerian leaders have no vision for the country. I already have Uber on my phone, but more drivers use Bolt in Nigeria. Yes, Bolt is what I use. I prefer Bolt. I don't see a reason to change what's working for me. Okay, what else? What else? I want to observe the panel and ask questions as I'm not doing much in Nigeria yet. Oh, okay. No worries, no worries. So I will cross you off the list. Then CJ, you can just, like you said, you can watch and contribute. And then also the panelists too will be able to see these chat questions too, and they can answer it. Maybe I'll join and discuss my. Which one now? You won't join. You don't want join. Which one? CJ, I think just here is what I want for you. I think still join as a panelist, okay? And then you can ask your question in real time as a member of the panel. I think you should still join. Otherwise, you'll just be on the outside watching. And you won't be able to ask these questions in real time as people are talking. So I think you should join. That's not what we are saying. Tipping is good, but not for special services. Everyone is equal. You are contributing to the problem. Do you see TSA as having dirty hands too? You see, American culture now is not different. It's different. You are not going to tip TSA agents. Let's be honest. A TSA agent probably starts off at $75,000 a year annual salary. By the time you add benefits and you add their total package, an average TSA agent is probably making $100,000 a year. How much is an average customs agent in Nigeria making? They are not making more than 200,000 naira a month. You see, guys, they are not. 95% of Nigerians don't make 200,000 naira a month. Even a bank teller doesn't make 200,000 naira a month. Most people fall in. I'm talking about like junior middle managers are between 100K to 150K a month. If you are a senior manager, I can see 200, 250. Maybe only 1% have actually cracked that 500,000 naira a month in salary. So most Nigerians, junior managers, middle managers, and senior managers are between 100K to 300,000K per month. So your little 1,000 naira tip goes a long way. It goes a long way in helping to alleviate some of the pressure. But only do it if you feel that a service has been provided. Don't do it because they are pressuring you or you feel like you have to. And listen, and if you don't want a tip, there's nothing that they can do to you other than maybe waste your time. But outside of that, look at it from that perspective. At least that's the way that I look at it. Like, listen, I've been stopped many times by, they see you driving a nice car, they'll stop you, cops will stop you on the road. You see me, I will give them something. I'm not encouraging bad behavior. It's because me, I know that they are not really earning that much. And if you are the filling, okay, put it this way, a gas attendant, a filling station attendant that pumps your gas in Nigeria, do you know that they're only making 30,000 naira a month? I know that we have the minimum wage going on in Nigeria right now, which is like 80,000 naira a month is the minimum wage. How many private sector employers actually honor that minimum wage? They don't. They really don't honor it. So you look at a situation that a gas station attendant, security guards in Nigeria make 10,000 naira a month. Security guards. So people like that, would you not tip? Would you not do the little that you can to just, okay, fine, take this one, take buy kerosene, put for your lamp? It's not encouraging bad behavior. It's like, listen, guys, we know that Niger, there's people are struggling. So if you are based abroad, always hedge your tips based on service provided. If someone provides a good service to you, it's okay for you to tip them. It's okay for you to tip to cut the line if you don't want to stay in line like me. They are not encouraging bad behavior. Listen, if that customs agent or that cop or whatever, if they make you feel good and they make you feel welcomed, it's okay for you to give them 1,500. You are not obligated, but why not? I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see it as contributing at all to the problem. Rich, you are forgetting that Rich is a millionaire. Even thousandaire, I don't have to be a millionaire to tip 1,000 naira now. Thousandaire that's based abroad, and you know if it tip your common Nigerian 500, 1K. I beg now, come on. Uh, listen, I don't go overboard though with tips. I really don't go overboard with tips. Like for instance, when I'm at the hotel, Federal Palace Hotel, so as much as I promote these guys, when I come sponsor the American platform now, and the bartenders, I don't know, maybe it's just because you are there. They're nice. They take care of you. They open up your drink. They're well dressed. They serve you your gulda. They ensure they make you feel like a king for the 2 or 3 days that you are there. I will tip those guys before I leave. Okay, yeah, take 5K for your service. When I'm checking out, I'll leave 2K on the bed when I'm done with the hotel. When I'm checking out, my own thing, the only problem I have with Niger hospitality is the opening of the doors, the closing of the doors, the oga every time, oga. You see, I don't like that. Because I don't feel like that. I don't feel that's a service. You just hailing me is not a service. You opening the door for me to enter is not a service. Those of you who are based abroad, how many times have you been to a 3-star hotel and then there's somebody at the door opening the door for you to enter and leave? I feel like that's a waste of resources. Those guys can be used for something entirely different. You see, that is not a service. If I have one bag, one suitcase, and you are there trying to drag it with me to take it, you see, that is not a service. But if I have like 5 or 6 luggages and I'm struggling to maneuver, and you come in to help, bellman is what they do here in Vegas. You see, that's a service. But Nigeria can go overboard sometimes with what they consider a service. So me, I don't like that one. Wait, listen, when I leave my hotel, when I come back and my bed is made, you see, I look at things like that. It tells me that they are paying attention. Tells me that they are paying attention. When the agent at the airport, at the hotel, front desk agent provides world-class service, I'll tip them. Why not? Maybe that's the only tip that person has seen the entire month. So if you are in a position to make someone's life a little bit better in the form of 1,000 naira, 500 naira, I encourage you, my viewers, when you're in Nigeria, to do so. But don't feel like you are obligated, though, Sha. I mean, listen, there was a time that I got pulled over. I don't know why they do that. The only people that I don't stop for are the road service people because those ones are just crazy. I'm talking about the road safety guys. They pulled me over once. They told me to open my boot. I'm like, okay, what are you looking for? They asked me if I had a fire extinguisher because there was nothing else that they could put their finger on. My headlights are good. My tail lights are good. My car is good. You see, now they're starting to crack down on tinted windows. My car is like semi-tinted. So that guy wasted my time. So road service people, I just don't, because I'm like, okay, well, I have my insurance, I have everything that I need. Those guys are just, I slow, slow, slow. I want to don't do this one, no. As a matter of fact, let me not even say what I do because I might encourage bad behavior. But guys, if a uniformed police officer stops you on Nigerian road, please stop. Roll down your window, but don't roll it down all the way. Give them maybe just about maybe 4 or 5 inches. You see me, I move differently. I'll just roll it just for me to be able to talk to you. And always, always make sure that your doors are locked at all times. When you are in your private vehicle and you are pulled over and you're stopped by cops on the road, obviously it's during the daytime. I don't encourage anybody to drive at night in Nigeria. I should probably say that at the beginning of this video. Limit your movement at night in Nigeria. But if they stop you on the road and you're driving, and if you're in a nice car, they are going to stop you. There's just no way around it. Because they've probably never seen that kind of a car before. And they just want to see who's behind it. So here's the thing. It's not always everybody, every police officer that pulls you over that's going to ask for you, ask for something. There are noble ones. There are those, you see, you gotta read the room. Read the room. When they stop you, don't just reach inside your pocket to try and give them. So just kind of read the room. Some of them will stop you. You roll down your window a little bit. You want to acknowledge them. Hey, officer, good afternoon. I mean, when they say the Yankee boy now, they go, hail now. Ah, bros. Because they know. You just ooze that. For those abroad, you kind of ooze that. How many Nigerians there are driving newer model vehicles? So they know, okay, there's something special about this person. Okay. Some of them will just roll down, they'll say, bros, well done, nice car. You see now they're giving you signals. And if you feel like it's me, it's not, I don't need my ego stroked. But what that guy is telling me is, you are free to go, no big deal. But then there are just some of them that they will roll down, you roll down, they'll see you, they'll wave you, go. No problem. And then depending on how often you travel, they'll see your car, they won't bother you again. And then there are those that will just come, they'll roll you down, they'll start saying, do you have your driver's license? You see, the moment they say, bros, do you have a driver's license? That's when the money comes out. Make me, they begin to show you my ID. They show you. See, that's when the money comes out. 99.99% of the time, they'll just take the money and let you go. That's what they do. So am I encouraging bad behavior by that? I guess. It is what it is. It's not a perfect world. But I just don't want to be bothered. And then there are some that would not even accept the money. They'll still want to see your ID. They'll still want to see your insurance. They'll still want to see your registration. They'll still want to see all of that. But that's very few and far in between. And my guys, my car in Nigeria has my logo, has the Barricade logo on it. So when they see Barricade, they know it's me. They'll just. And then there are some times where I just feel like I'm in a good mood. I'll see, okay, there's 5 of them. All right, Here's 1K for you. Take another four, share with them. Did I have to do that? No, I have it. It's just me. If that helps them buy granite oil, something. I'm telling you guys, 1,000 naira can feed somebody for can buy you lunch. Do you know that? 1,000 naira can cover pure water. 1,000 naira can cover a good roadside beans and yam lunch. How much is mineral? Mineral now in Nigeria as well. Is it 200 naira for a bottle of mineral? So 1,000 naira goes a long way in Nigeria right now. 1,000 naira in Nigeria right now will buy you 5 cups of gari. Isn't 5 cups of gari a good 3-day drinking? So don't underestimate the little that you can do for people back home if you can. If nothing else, for the month of December now, for a way to travel. Maybe you just dedicate the month of December to just be nicer, being more giving. Goes a long way. And then there are just those that are just flat out, like Peter said, they just feel entitled. You see, those are the ones that I hate. I can't stand those ones. And that's usually family members that are like entitled, but strangers on the road, police officers on the road, the gas station attendant, I don't think that those guys feel entitled. Give them, if someone pumps your gas and you know that person is only making 30,000 naira a month and they pump your gas. You see, me, I always tip my gas pumpers because I don't pump my own gas when I get to Nigeria. I just pull in and tell them, fill it up. There was one time that I went, and they are not used to you filling up your tank. They are used to those 500 naira. Okada will come, put 500 naira inside. We'll go. Taxi will come, put 200 naira inside. You go. They go. You see, that's what they are used to. But when I enter there, my gas, you see, me, I always fill up. I will drive until I'm like maybe a quarter to empty. That's when I fill up. And I'll just go, okay, hey, bros, how much? Fill them up. Repeat. Fill it up. They're not used to it. And then you see the meter will just start going. 10,000 naira, 15,000 naira, 20,000 naira, 30,000 naira. I'm talking about this was when fuel was 1,500 a liter. When they see you fill up my Hyundai Elantra is I would say probably like a 15 gallon, car. What is the liter? Is our 3.5 liters to a gallon. So I'm just trying to do a math here on how much it costs me to fill up. Yes. So 70,000 naira to fill up my car in Nigeria. They will just start shaking because they've never seen something like that before. They're not used to that. Yeah, stay there, fill it up. I'll give you 1,000, give you 2,000. If you are nice, I'll give you maybe 2, but Jerry don't do more than that. You see, that's why I like carrying cash with me. Yes, we are in the digital age, which by the way, I like. But man, there was a time that I did because I have connections at EcoBank in Ekit. So there was a time that I did something with somebody in Uyu, and I had to pay them 250,000 for the service that they provided. I just walked in there with cash money. The guy be like saying he won't faint. Bros! God bless you. We know they see cash anymore for Nigeria. Oh. Because now they capped it now at 20,000 naira. I think it's what it is. You can't get more than 20,000 naira of bank. The guy was just doing this, just counting. I'm like, the money is there. There's no need for you to count. I owe you 250K for the service you provided. Here's cash money. You see, me, I can get that if you know somebody inside the bank and you let them know in advance that, hey, I'm going to need this money, they can make it available for you. But me, I generally would carry at any given time minimum 50,000 naira cash on me at any given time in Nigeria. I will pay as much as I can with my card though, just so I can preserve that cash. Because me, I just kind of like having like what I call emergency cash in case something happens. I can give somebody, maybe somebody cannot collect, they are not in a position. And by the way, guys, there are some restaurants that you go to where you can't pay with card because the system is down. So then what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and wait for the system to come up? You gotta have emergency cash on you at all times. So I think a good, if you can, keep 50,000 naira cash on you at all times in Nigeria to be able to address those emergencies. Because it happened to me before where I was hungry. I just walked into this place. You know, to me, I be guy now. So I just kind of walked in. I don't mind. I can blend in a 5-star hotel and I can enter a bucateria and chop swallow. So I was hungry that day. Man, I just pulled over, entered this one bucateria. And then when it was time to pay, I pulled out my card. The person said, bros, we don't collect card. That card showed you. So if I didn't have that emergency cash on me, how would I have paid? So always try and have a little bit of cash on you at all times. He's not the only millionaire. I beg, I don't want to be the only millionaire. Please, we need more millionaires. Please, please, please. His name of the minister is Tunji Ojo. He was also the one that changed the passport procurement process. I did mine and got. You know, my passport has expired. My Nigerian passport has expired. It expired. It expired November 23rd of this. What, 2 weeks ago? So I'm entering. I'm going to Nigeria, guys. I'm entering Nigeria with an expired passport, and I plan on getting a 10-year passport there. So are you saying I don't have 21 days to give those guys? Though? The most they are going to get from me is maybe 7 days. Are you saying that I cannot renew my passport in Nigeria in 7 days? Then if so, I don't know what I'm going to do. When I'm going to Nigeria soon, guys. It's not this month. I don't travel. I mean, December is a crazy month for you to go. Like you said, me, I go for business. I don't go for pleasure. So December doesn't favor me to go to Nigeria. I usually go after the holidays, after the new year. But I don't know, 21 days. I may just have to figure something out. And then when I come back to the US, then I'll renew my passports in the US. But there's just not going to be, because I'm going to Nigeria within the next 2 months. There's not going to be enough time for me to renew my passport here, send it in, and get it expedited back. Now, if it were the US side, let's say US passport renewal, I know for sure I will get it back fast, but I just don't trust. I'm not too confident in Nigeria's expedited passport process in the US to risk my upcoming trip. So I'm just going to have to enter Nigeria on an expired passport. And then if I can't get it done there in Nigeria, when I get back to the US is when I'll renew it. Nexus card, you apply for it and pay for it. Then customs interviews you to clear you. Once you get it, you go through fast track lines at the airport. Many business people and veterans use it. Okay. I will, if it's an app for sure, I'll definitely look into it when I get to Nigeria. We need to change the culture. We need to encourage professionalism. Tip for professionalism, not for special service. I cannot disagree that we need to encourage professionalism. Nigerians, listen, some of them are professional and some of them are jerks. Me, I don't tip based on any of that. I just tip based on service provided. If you can help me save time, you can help me cut the line, you can help me with my products, you provide good quality service. I don't mind tipping. Only tip as a thank you. Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Do not tip to cut the line. It's not me, stay for line. I don't even stay for line in America, much less Nigeria. I hate it. The days of me, the days of me tipping, I mean, sorry, staying in line was back in my college years when I used to live in Los Angeles, man. We'll go to clubs and we'll stay in the line for 45 minutes just to enter the club for 1 hour. So now it's just anywhere, even here in Vegas, I'm always like, man, I can't do this. I'm not gonna do this. Let's cut the line. I'll figure out a way to cut the line if it means me paying for it. Can you discuss BRICS? Isn't that more of like a European thing? I'm not well versed in European matters. CJ, unfortunately, I don't know what BRICS is. Let me Google it for a second. I've heard it, but I just don't know. I know it has something to do with like Europe or UK or something like that. Let's say BRICS. Intergovernmental Organization of 10 emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Indonesia, and the United Arab Emirates. So America is not even there. So if America is not a part of it, and if Nigeria is not a part of it, I can't speak intelligently on it. So no, I don't know anything about BRICS, unfortunately. Okay, so guys, let us wrap it up. Tomorrow's podcast is going to be on how to ship a container from America to Nigeria. For those who are interested in container exports or container shipping from the US to Nigeria, I think you are going to find this tomorrow's podcast highly, highly informative. I'm going to break it down to you guys, all of the critical touch points that you need to understand to be able to ship a full load container conveniently from the United States to Nigeria. So, anyone that's interested in logistics, shipping, US shipping to Nigeria is basically the reverse, though. From like Nigeria to the US, it's the same thing. I'm going to break it down to you guys from the start to the end. Come tuned in tomorrow for that podcast. How to ship a container from the United States to Nigeria. Thank you guys for joining in. Please check out our Telegram page. And once again, this podcast is sponsored by Bereket, trusted US Nigeria business platform for anyone abroad who's interested in doing anything in Nigeria, from travel to relocating. Reach out to me if you need any help. If you've tried everything else, if everything has failed for you in Nigeria, usually people come to me when there's a problem. It's usually when they're already in trouble that they then come to me to help bail them out or to help them with anything. So I would just rather you not do that. Save yourself the headache. Work with a trusted company that specializes in both markets. So that's who's the sponsor of this podcast, Bereket. Check us out, bereket.com. I own the company. I have a strong network and a team of people, both in the US and Nigeria, that can help advance the lives of Nigerians abroad. If you're interested in business, investments, or you just want someone to talk to, or you want some certain questions answered, we also provide consulting services. In addition, we also provide mentorship services too for those interested in exports, real estate, investments between the United States and Nigeria. So basically, everything that you need, just look at us as your resource, your end to end resource. Literally, when I mean end to end resource, if you want something done in Nigeria today, legal, it has to be legal. We don't do illegal stuff. The Bereket platform, my company can help you out. So pass this on to any Nigerian abroad looking for information, looking for help in Nigeria. We can help you out. Also, don't forget, January 3rd, we have the panel of Nigerian investors in the diaspora who are actively investing back home. And in CJ's case, she is just looking. You don't have to. You see, the panels are strictly for those who have active investments. But as an audience, because we have people out there that are not investing, but they want to. January 3rd, 2026, that panel's for you. I picked the perfect date. Is the first Saturday of January. Everybody is still home because that Monday, people start going back to work. And also, Bereket is the lead sponsor of that panel. But if you have a company and you want to be a co-sponsor of the panel that's coming up, man, you want to talk to me about this because I honestly believe that it's going to be a hit. Bereket.com. Talk to you guys later. Wait a minute. Before we go, just like Dangote has the largest single train refinery line in the world, Nigeria is about to dominate gas sector in a few years. So I agree with CJ. Yes, Dangote is doing extremely. I'm telling you, the guy is a good operator, guys. He's a good operator. And I've said this before, Dangote is our own Elon Musk. I think every Nigerian should really rally around Dangote. And I know a lot of people are giving him a tough time. Some people feel like he's monopolizing things in Nigeria. Dangote is not a monopolist. Some people get this wrong because they are not informed. Some people think that Dangote is stopping Nigerians from importing cement into Nigeria. He is not. What Dangote is saying is you can import cement so long as you also produce cement. I think that's a fair thing, right? It's a free market. You can import cement into the country if you are also a producer of cement within Nigeria, is all Dangote is saying. But listen, I'm happy for the man. I'm glad that he is moving on from Dangote cement. He is now focused primarily on Dangote oil. Okay. So all of you guys that are still saying that Dangote is a cement monopolist, then what do you say about Bua? There's Bua, there's Lafarge. What are other cement companies out there? I think Akwa Ibom State has its own version of cement in Akwa Ibom State. Nigeria is a free market. Nobody's stopping you from importing. It's just the over-reliance on importation. Even oil. Do you still think that Dangote still imports crude oil into Nigeria because Nigeria cannot supply the crude oil he needs to refine. So he's got to import. Look, instead of us complaining about Dangote being a monopolist, why can't we create more Dangotes if it was that easy? There's only one Elon Musk. There's only one Warren Buffett. There's only one Bill Gates. There's only one Mark Zuckerberg. There's only one Dangote. So instead of trying to crush him, copy him, learn from him. 6,500 derivatives, 6,500 different type of products can be derived from crude oil. People just only see cement. They only see PMS. He's doing kerosene. He's doing CNG. He's doing gas, like Peter and CJ said. Find a way to fit in and make something work for you. Nigeria has tried by itself to run a refinery and we failed woefully. Look at what happened in Warri. Look at what happened in Rivers State. Back in those days when I used to go, Ajip in Rivers. My aunt used to live in Port Harcourt. My God, I used to enjoy going to Ajip. My uncle that's in oil and gas used to work for Mobil Oil. Nigeria in 65 years couldn't manage a refinery. And then a man comes out and bets it all. Bets it all. He even partnered with our own beloved NNPC. Remember, it was an 89-11 partnership. Dangote funded 89% of that $20 billion project. NNPC was to fund 11% of that. They couldn't meet up. The stress demand, the frustrated demand. Stories after stories after stories. Then Dangote said, no problem. I'm going to cut your ownership down from 11% to 7%. Dangote had to almost buy them out. Eventually, Dangote is going to buy out NNPC eventually because NNPC is useless. So we should rally behind Dangote. In 2026. Oh my God, I'm waiting for this one. I just checked my positions, my stocks. My stocks are doing good. My US stocks. 2026. Man, that IPO, that Dangote or IPO is going to drop in 2026. Are you prepared? Are you going to sit there and make excuses like you've been doing? Man, he's going to make a lot of people rich. And if you think the IPO is only limited to Nigeria, you are wrong. It's a global international IPO. Honeywell is partnering with Dangote right now. You see this? When I talk about that, this guy is a good operator. He is not a politician. He knows how to partner with the right people. You see that US alignment? Doesn't that expose him to an American audience? Start saving towards Dangote's IPO. We are in December of 2025. Let's say that thing drops in the fall of 2026. That's the plan right now for that IPO to drop. I'm investing a minimum of $1,000. I'm just gonna just leave it and see what happens. I wish more Nigerians were educated in securities. It took me. I'm a late bloomer. I wish I had started early. I started hearing about stocks when I was 22, 23 years old. I just didn't really capitalize on it until like 3 years ago. Every day, I'm telling you, I interact with my positions every day. I can't stop looking at it. I just dropped $1,000 3 days ago. I shared the screenshot with you guys on the Fidelity S&P 500 stocks. That is like my wealth building engine right there. S&P 500, because all the top US companies are in that S&P 500. So as my portfolio and my positions continues to grow, I'll be a shareholder at Google. I'll be a shareholder at Meta. I'll be a shareholder at Nvidia. I'll be a shareholder at um, X. No, X is not. X is still private. But those top Johnson and Johnson, I'll be a shareholder there. I'm already a stockholder at Walmart. Guys, see, there's nothing wrong with being rich. Actually, if it's actually the best gift you can give yourself for, because that's the only way you can impact your people, impact your community, grow your wealth. You see, this whole thing, today's topic was about the year of return, which is mostly investment based, and then Dirty December, which is tourism based, that does not compound. Investments compound. Start changing how you look at Nigeria, the biggest oil refinery we have. 650,000 barrels of crude oil produced a day. CJ, Peter, how much is the barrel of crude oil today? Is it not? Let's just say. Let's just say $70 a barrel. 350,000 times 70. Millions per day in crude oil. The man wants to more than double it to 1.4 million barrels per day by 2030. So 2025 is short. So we got 5 more years. Not only is he doubling the output, he wants to do it by 2030 in 5 years. That is unfathomable. And you have people giving him problems. I mean, there was a time that I saw Dangote on TV. It looked like a homeless person, but now the man is starting to become himself again. They were stressing him. They wanted to run the man out of the country. Start saving, guys. Start saving naira. Start saving dollars. Because I'm telling you, when that IPO drops and you are not prepared to catch the IPO on the day it drops, you have yourself to blame for not capitalizing. Uh Sorry guys, let me catch up on this chat. We need to change Can you discuss? Okay, so BRICS, just like Dangote has the largest single Ibeto and Dangote are building seaports. Which one is Ibeto? I don't know. I've never heard of Beto. Or do you mean Bua? No, Bua is doing something in Akwa Ibom, in Ebano. Bua has to be involved in the Akwa Ibom deep seaport though, because all that area where Mobile used to be, that's Bua. Bua pretty much owns that Ibano area. Rich, you missed the opportunity to call Dangote a smooth operator. He's not a smooth operator. He's just a smart operator. He's a very smart guy. Also, a new provider up in Delta with 200K daily capacity by Bua. Okay, so I know for sure his daily output is much smaller than Dangote. So I invest in Boa Foods, by the way. I haven't touched Boa Cement. I don't know if Boa is going to drop an IPO as well, but I don't see why not. Especially if Dangote drops his IPO, Boa is definitely going to drop his. But Boa Foods is actually doing very well. Boa Cement, I'm not really into all that. The era of government subsidizing rich people in Nigeria, banking and oil and gas is over. Do you think removing the fuel subsidies was a good idea? I think it was a good idea. It really opened up a lot of money for Nigeria to spend on other things. But what do you guys think of they are starting to pull cops now. You have like cops protecting VIPs. I'm glad that they are stopping that. Listen, if you are a VIP or you consider yourself a VIP, by the way, most Nigerians are not. They are wannabe VIPs. You are not worth anything. You are going out and hiring cops to protect you. Protect you from what? Go and hire private security to do that. So those days of you just because you have a friend that's a police officer giving you an orderly, those days are over. I'm glad that they are stopping all that. The largest steel plant in West Africa is coming up in Ogun State. Ah, okay. Now, what happened now? No be Ajaokuta. Wasn't Ajaokuta still? Whatever. What happened to that? Ajaokuta has been gone for a while now. You see, it's not about opening up these steel plants. You got maintenance. Nigeria has a maintenance problem. It will be interesting though to see who's behind the steel plant. You see, I think Dangote obviously is a solid operator. Bua Rabiu is also a solid operator. Outside of Otedola, also a good operator. Outside of those three core operators, who else does Nigeria have? You may say, well, Rich, what about Innocent? Or the guy that owns Airpiece? He's also a good operator. He's doing okay with Airpiece. Innocent, indigenous manufacturer of Nigerian cars. Can anybody tell me how many cars Innocent sells a year in Nigeria? Let's not even talk exports because that does not exist. I just want to know how many cars. Nothing against Innocent. Someone has to be a car maker in Nigeria. But how many cars does Innocent sell a year, a fiscal year in Nigeria? Does anybody know that answer? I don't know. We don't have a lot of operators in Nigeria. In the US, you can count 2,000 billionaires or millionaires in the US. How many do we have? On one hand, you can count how many millionaires we have in Nigeria on one hand. I'm not talking about these Yahoo boys that are parading themselves on social media with no source of, you don't know where their source of income is coming from. They'll tell you that they are in shipping. What shipping? Which shipping are you in? Those ones are just on social. That's why me, I don't do all that social media stuff. Unfortunately, that's who our youths are looking up to. What's that guy's name? The one that did a burial for that buried his parents. What's his name? What's his name? Obi Nam, no be Nnamdi Kanu. Obi Kubana. What do I think of him? I don't know. I'm not in a lifestyle space. I mean, he's more of a social media person to me though. More of a lifestyle. I don't do all that stuff. Build something that I can use. I can't use a nightclub. I can use a cement. I can use oil. I can't use Obi Kubana's nightclub. So to me, he's rich. He's not wealthy. If I'm going based on what I'm seeing on social media, I don't see a wealthy person. I see a rich person. Or at least the illusion of a rich person. Because there's really nothing he's building that I can personally use. Compared with Airpiece, Dangote. They're not even on the same level. Why am I even mentioning Obi Kubana and Dangote in one sentence? The largest, okay. Rich, how much do you think the IPO would cost? Is it a good idea to invest for family in Nigeria for generational wealth? You know what? The IPO is going to drop a certain amount, and just depending on the purchases, it's going to climb. I'm probably going to say I think the opening IPO should not be more than like 500 naira now per share. But then it's going to climb because Okomu oil, the palm oil, Okomu right now is 1,500 naira per share. But Okomu has been around since the 70s. For those who are interested in edibles, like edible oil, look into buying Okomu shares. I'm actually looking into that. So maybe Dangote starts at maybe it may start at maybe even 1,000 naira per share and close at 5,000 naira per. You just don't know. You know why? Because there's nothing like it. It's never happened before in the history of Africa where a country has gone where somebody has gone public. But CJ, if you have $1,000 set aside, I think that's okay. Now, Rich, should I hold the $1,000 or should I convert it to Naira? Hold it. The dollar is always going to be stronger any day. But remember, in this day and age, you're going to know when it's going to drop. There's just going to be news. I'm going to be covering it as well. We all know when it's going to drop. Maybe a few days before it drops, you then convert that $1,000 to Naira. Because right now, the exchange rate right now is about 1,456. It's going to climb. Usually, the exchange Naira is stronger in December because more people are traveling home and there's no need for USD. So Naira is going to be stronger. But starting in Q1, I'm telling you, Naira is going to go back up to like 1,600. Sorry, dollar is going to go back up to $1 to 1,600 Naira. So when you say invest for family, are you talking about buying shares for your family or are you talking about buying shares for you? Me, I don't know. Again, you can be like Warren Buffett. You can be you see Warren Buffett every Christmas, he buys $10,000 worth of shares for his family members every Christmas. He used to give them, Warren Buffett used to just dash them the money and then they'll spend it. So he has stopped doing that. Now, every Christmas gift, Warren Buffett just buys $10,000 worth of shares and gifts them out to people as a gift. It's what he does now. So, CJ, I would honestly buy your shares for yourself. If you're talking about your immediate family, again, I don't know what your status is, if you're married or not, or have kids or not. But remember, so our own portfolio passes on to our children, to our daughters. That's it. That's where it stops. So that's what you should probably do. Uh, so naturally, your kids will your shares will pass on to them. But if you're talking about investing for extended family, take care of yourself first. Can you do a live stream on investing and any good resources that you use to learn? Be more specific. I'm always doing live streams. If you are specific, I can build something around those specifics just to make it clear. I try to make these live streams more topical as we do it. So it's just more topical. We can always expand outside of that topic, but I want to make it more topical going forward. Instead of just general investing, can be anything. It can be investing in securities. It can be investing in real estate. It can be so if you are specific, I can definitely put that together. My coworker takes about 10 to 5 My coworker takes about 10 to 5 people yearly to Nigeria for IFA initiation. They go to Badagry and Osun states. Traveling and helping Black diaspora is big business, Rich. Okay, so the IFA initiation thing, I, I don't, I get it, but I don't get it. But the tourism aspect is okay. If you can take 5, so my old boss, she lives in Georgia. She's been hounding me about going to Nigeria. But here's the thing. When you do travel tours like that, man, put it this way. Let's say you have 5 people, right? Peter, in your case, this friend, or 10 people. Humans. If one gets sick, it will ruin it for the other 9. That is the risk in doing tours like that. If all goes well, it's all fine and dandy. But all it takes is one person to have a bad day and it can ruin it for everybody else. Also, you gotta have a logistics team on ground in Nigeria. How are these people going to get around? Okay, you can put everybody in one hotel. You gotta be highly organized to pull off a touring business like a friend is doing. So this sounds more of a heritage connection to me. It's like that what do we talk about? The year of return. So this would fit perfectly into the year of return because it's a heritage. It's more of a connection tourism trip. There are people doing that. Like in Vegas, where I live, companies put tours like this together all the time. But you got to fly them in. You got to bus them to where they need to go. You got to I think it's possible, but you got to be highly organized to be able to pull that off. It's great for the Nigerian economy. It allows people to be able to connect. But then the whole you see, the business of it, I get, but the initiation aspect of it is what I don't understand. Like, so when they initiate you, then what? What do you take back? That you are, if I initiated, like, I don't. It's like somebody bringing you to a church and then having the pastor pray for you. And then you go back. So what did you really get from that? A prayer. So So the business of the tourism, I mean, I think it's well, but if the IFA initiation is the draw, is what people really want to go and do, where they chant, they dance, they paint their body, I'm sure they recant, do all sorts of stuff like that. I think that's good. It's yeah. I would have to see it for me to truly understand the business of it. Ibeto Oil is owned by billionaire Cletus. Okay, good, Peter. I'll look into that. I have actually never heard of Ibeto Oil. I'll look into that. Mike Adenuga owns Global. Yes, Adenuga is also on those top lists of billionaires that so you got Dangote, you have Adenuga, you have Otedola, you have Rabiu. Rabiu is more on the quieter side though. Then you have what's that guy that owns Innocent? He's there. The guy that owns Air Peace is also among them. So maybe you see the Obi Kubanas are they're little boys compared to people like this. Obi to Ghana is a club guy. These guys are conglomerates. They are multinational operators. Whereas Obi Kubana is more of a lifestyle club dude. Not saying, I mean, people tell me, I mean, he has a good following. People like what he's doing, but me, I just don't see. I don't see it. G-Force armor vehicles produced in Ogun State. If you mean bulletproof, why? I don't understand. It takes a lot for you to be cleared to to um to build anything ballistics. Ballistics means bulletproof. So, guys, you homeowners in Nigeria, you want to put bulletproof doors on your house. Just know that whoever is selling you so-called bulletproof doors is lying to you. There's no such thing as a bulletproof door in Nigeria. You cannot. You got to have a reason. You have to be licensed. Number one, you have to be licensed and cleared by the Nigerian government to manufacture a bulletproof door. And then you also have to be licensed and cleared by the Nigerian government to own a bulletproof door in your house. So if some people are out there telling you this door is bulletproof, 9 times out of 10, it's a lie. Same thing with vehicles. You just can't wake up because bulletproof is ballistics technology. You just can't go and just start making bulletproof. It's ballistics technology. Nigeria doesn't even have the patent for that. Nigeria doesn't hold any technologically advanced patents for you to be able to say something is bulletproof. So that G-force armor, I'm speculating there. When you say armor, I'm thinking you are saying bulletproof. If you are not saying that, then I stand to be corrected. Military vehicles, a country like Belarus and some African countries. Yeah. But they can, I mean, if it's a military thing, I can see that happening. But for them to be supplying private citizens, I don't foresee that happening. Only those on Forbes really have the billion. There are 4 Nigerian billionaires that are based in America right now, in California and Tech. So, guys, the billion is the way it works is this: it's what you have though in when when all of your assets. People don't understand this. So when all of your expenses have been deducted, look at all your the assets, and all of your expenses have been deducted and stuff. And then what you have left is then your net worth. You understand what I mean? So you may have billions in assets. It doesn't make you a billionaire. It's just like somebody right now saying, "Oh, I'm a millionaire." It's like, okay, what do you have after everything is all said and done? Do you have a million left? That is what your net worth is actually based out of. But these days, though, the word billionaire gets tossed around loosely in Nigeria. True billionaires in Nigeria, Dangote is a billionaire. I'm talking about their billionaires in dollars, not naira. Otedola, Rabiu, Adenuga. Your social media influencer no be billionaire. This other one, the one with the big belly, chief priest, he's not a billionaire. See, they say all those things just to be able to get social media likes and followers and all those things. Those ones they are little boys, they are little kids compared to Dangote, Adenuga, Rabiu, the guy that owns Airpiece, and maybe Innocent. They no be mates. They are not even on the same planet when it comes to assets. Ogunlesi of BlackRock wants to build a port in Ogun State for family. For family. CJ, for family, explain for immediate family or extended. If you mean for immediate, meaning you and your partner and your kids, yes. But for extended family, do they even know what stocks is? Do they? How educated are they? If you want to pull a Warren Buffett, if you don't want to give them buy shares for them in companies, you can just give them the cash. But if they are familiar with the way stocks works, then you can buy shares for them. But if you want to build for yourself, I think when you open your accounts with securities brokerage companies like I use Mary Trade, all that can be in your name. And if you have a partner, let's say you are married, you have your husband or your wife, you can open a joint portfolio that's in your name and their name. So then that way you guys are 50-50 owners. So when if one of you passes away, everything else goes to you. But then when both of you are gone, your shares reverts to your heirs, meaning your children. I want to visit the South South. When next I visit Nigeria, we Nigerians don't do road trips. Don't do please, Peter. Visit the South South. Akwa Ibom is good, a good place to check out. Other areas are also okay to check out, but I will not dare do road trip. Oh. Don't attempt it. You see, we have Ibom Air now. We have Enugu Air now. There's another. The Bayelsa just launched an airline. Guys, be careful too. All these states just popping up with airlines left and right. You see, it's Ibom Air that I know. Enugu just launched 3 months ago. But stay away from road trips. Fly to, but then again, listen, if you're in Abia State, where do you fly to? Abia doesn't have an airport. I guess you fly to Enugu and then drive. My coming road trip is Lagos to Borno. Ah, Laja. I see the haha. That one, you end up in Niger State. Don't attempt it. But the interesting thing too, guys, is people are actually driving these roads every day. Unfortunately, man, when I was a kid, we used to take night bus. You guys now remember night bus from Lagos to Rio. We will leave at night, 8 o'clock at night. We'll sleep through the night. And then we'll just arrive and see that sign that says this is Lagos. Now remember, it doesn't even say, oh, it's just this is Lagos. I don't know how it is now. But you see, that's the thing about growth. When you get to a certain point in your life, there's just certain risks that's not worth it. There's just certain risks that's not worth it, especially if you can afford to fly. Fly. But if you just don't have the means and you absolutely have to take a road trip, unfortunately, you're just going to have to take a road trip. It's just the way it is. But me, I would recommend that you fly any given time that you're in Nigeria. Even this Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, even upon completion of that road, I personally still will not drive it. I don't care. I'm not driving that Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway road. I'm not. I will fly to where I need to go. My mom lives in Abuja. If I'm in New York and I will fly to Abuja. I'm not driving. I'm not driving anywhere in Lagos, in Nigeria, other than, let's say, my village to you, where I know, but I'm not leaving my state. I'm not driving to Calabar. I'm not driving to Anambra. I'm not driving anywhere. Rich, let's get the ransom money ready for. No, no ransom money, please. I don't think he's gonna fly. I don't think he's gonna drive. He's just joking. Oh man. I did a road trip from Orlando to Vegas. It was amazing, and the kids enjoyed it. Yes, yes. Listen, I drove. That's foul. How many days did it take you? The longest road trip I've ever done is from Vegas to Texas. Non-stop. 16 hours non-stop. But we could not do it. We had to stop and get a hotel midway. So we did 8 hours, stopped, crashed overnight somewhere, and then did the next 8 hours. That was, and then coming back because I helped a friend move from Vegas to Orlando. So sorry, from Vegas to Texas. So the friend drove their car and I drove their U-Haul truck, meaning where the just their U-Haul truck to pack their belongings. So though they were, because US interstate is very hilly. I think the most I was able to go was like 50 to 65 miles per hour tops. But it was a 2-day road trip. So I can't even imagine going from Vegas to Orlando, Florida. Man, that Florida is amazing. My cousin actually has an Airbnb there in Orlando. He lives in Jersey. So he commutes from Jersey to Orlando because he has an Airbnb. Orlando is actually, I actually want to go and golf in Florida though. The people have been telling me, because I'm a golfer, so I golf. We are planning a all boys trip to Pebble Beach in California, my boys and I, my friends and I, to golf in California. But Florida has the perfect weather for golfing. So, Peter, when I decide to make my trip to Florida, I'll definitely let you know. So, on our list, so Kate and I, we want to go to New Orleans. We've never been together as a couple, but I've been to New Orleans. She hasn't been to New Orleans yet, but we just want to go to like Bourbon Street in New Orleans and have fun. So our plan is to fly in Kate's dad from Minnesota to Vegas to watch the kids for the weekend, and then Kate and I are going to fly to Louisiana, New Orleans to Louisiana for the weekend. That's usually how we do. When we have plans, because having two young kids, it's kind of hard. We are not going to be able to find a babysitter. So when we do this, we usually just bring in one of Kate's parents, whether it's usually it's the dad, because Kate's dad is retired now. So the dad will come, will fly him in from Minnesota to Las Vegas to watch the kids for 2 days. And then Kate and I will just take off for 2 days. So that's what we are planning on doing with our trip to New Orleans when that happens. You rather find I enjoy the beautiful ocean view while driving from Lagos. Which kind of ocean view are we enjoying? Doesn't the ocean stop somewhere? Is it truly a coastline, like where you can actually, because in here in the US on the on the Pacific Coastal Highway in California, that road trip from, let's say, San Diego all the way to Northern California is like maybe 75% coastline. Or it's like this is the freeway, this is the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, sorry, Pacific Ocean, and you take that shit all the way, 70 something percent coastline. Niger's version of Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, me, I don't really know at what level does the coastline stop. You know what I'm saying? Two. So Peter drove 2,100 miles in 13 days. Ah. So when I was in the army, my friends used to drive from California to North Carolina, and it was a 3-day drive for them. But your own 13 days, so you must have been stopped. Oh yeah, you're right though with the kids. So when I was on the road, when I used to when I worked in project management for Walmart, and I was traveling between Vegas and Colorado and Utah, and Kate and the girls, there was a time that we all drove together from Vegas to one of my projects in Colorado, and it took us 14 hours to drive that trip from Vegas to Denver. The most my daughters were able to stand before they started crying was like 4 hours. After about 4 hours, they were done. They were ready to. But in my own case, I had to work. I had to be at work. So we drove for about 8 hours. Then we stopped. We spent the night in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where we spent the night. And then from Albuquerque to Denver is about a good 4 hour drive. That's how we're able to make it. So I can see the 13-day road trip with kids. I'm telling you, the most children can take sitting down is maybe 4 hours before they start complaining. So even if you have a situation where they sleep, how much are they really going to do? Maybe they'll sleep for about an hour, then they want to use the restroom. So it's really difficult to travel with young kids. So I hope you had a nice time with the days. You were able to make the best of it. Maybe you camped a little. We've actually been talking about taking a cross-country family road trip. Maybe from from Vegas to New York, and then fly back. That's what we're thinking about doing. But I mean, I just worry that the kids are not going to be able to withstand it. But if you are driving and you're stopping and you're sightseeing, I can see that happen as the 2 week of vacation. Stops when New Orleans, Oklahoma, Amarillo, Albuquerque. I stopped at Albuquerque. Grand Canyon, you got to do that for sure. Then to Vegas. Yep. You know, Grand Canyon is only about 2 hours, sorry, about 3 hours drive from Las Vegas. That is also on our list. It's going to be a lot easier for us now, though, because our children are getting older. Nelly's going to turn 4 in 3 weeks. So it's going to be a lot easier for us to make these road trips. No. All right, guys, it was a pleasure. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, like I said, tomorrow, tune in for the podcast on how to ship a container from the US to Nigeria. It's going to happen at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Nigeria. CJ, as always, Peter, Elijah, hey, if you guys want to get on that panel for January 3rd, let me know and I'll put you guys down and then I'll send you the WhatsApp link. I think, not the WhatsApp link, the Zoom link. I think it's going to be great, guys. Visit the Chapel of Holy Cross when you go to Grand Canyon. I will. All right, guys. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much. We will talk to you guys later. All right. Bye.